Hey everybody, how are you doing? It's your girl Nell and welcome to the Blue Lotus Awakening channel. I am here today. I have been missing in action for a little bit. I have another channel that I work on here in YouTube land. So I'm busy on that channel, but sometimes I forget about the Blue Lotus Awakening channel, and I'm going to do better at that. I promise you. I promise you I'm going to do so much better on this channel. Listen, I had to hop on the line to talk to you for a minute. Um, Here's the thing. Jehovah's Witnesses are now able to do the Neo. And you may be saying, what are you talking about now? Jehovah's Witnesses are now able to do the Neo. Yeah, when I watched the JW broadcasting update, I believe it's update number 4. Yeah, it's update. It's the 2025 governing body update number 4. I had the opportunity to watch it with my active, JW active husband, and that was like last Thursday. And when we watched it, I wanted to laugh, and I immediately thought of the Neo song. I think it's called Champagne Life, where he says, let's toast it up. Ba-doo boo boo, ba-doo boo boo. Let's toast it up. Yes, that was my jam. I love that song. And when I looked at Stephen Lett, wait a minute, did you guys see Stephen Lett? What happened to him? He got some type of what? Some type of comb over going on? Did he get a hair transplant system going on with his top? I mean, he looked like a different man. He grew hair. But that's not the point. The point is that Jehovah's Witnesses are now telling their members that it's okay to toast it up. It's okay to toast it up now. I mean, are we are Jehovah's Witnesses really that dense, dumb, and stupid? Okay, now listen, here's the rationale behind governing body member Stephen Lett letting the rank and file Jehovah's Witnesses know globally that it's okay to what? Toast it up. Let me tell you what his reasoning and what the governing body's reasoning is now. What they're trying to tell Jehovah's Witnesses is that there were symbols and pagan things that they forbade years ago because of its pagan symbolism or pagan meaning. However, fast forward to the 21st century, and some of the things that they believed held pagan meanings no longer do because they are now acceptable in the general society at large. Okay, that is as simple as I can put it. Okay, now I remember when toasting it up was considered demonic. I remember when toasting it up was pagan. Okay, I remember you could not say cheers if you were at an anniversary party or make a toast to someone at their wedding reception or dinner because that was all considered demonic. If I recall, there was a lesson, a study article on toasting it up and giving cheers to people, and I believe it came out somewhere in the 80s, okay, and it had a lot to do with New Year's celebrations, and the Watchtower broke down, or it could have been the Awake. You do the research, where it broke down that the clinking of the champagne glasses was pagan. It could call up devil interference or demon influence, and that's what the clinking of the champagne glasses was all about. Now listen, I grew up as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, so I'm just trying to tell you that's what I read and that is what I was taught. Okay, and so that's why saying cheers and toasting it up and all of that stuff, that was frowned upon. But now that we are in 2025 in the 21st century, what Stephen Lett is telling the rank and file Jehovah's Witness members is that it's okay now to toast it up. It's okay. There's no demonic influences when you clink your champagne glasses together and say cheers or salute. No paganism there. So just think about it. Just think about how ridiculous that sounds. I mean, what's next? Is it going to be okay to celebrate your birthday now? Is it going to be okay to celebrate Christmas? Because, see, what he was saying is, in fact, that the so-called pagan influences of toasting it up that Jehovah's Witnesses have been taught for years that was inappropriate. And if you did something like that, you was considered a weak Jehovah's Witness, and you were marked, okay, and you had this invisible mark on your forehead that said, or that told other people, other Jehovah's Witnesses, that something was wrong with you. Boo. Okay, so what Stephen Lett is saying is that the symbolism that was taught about toasting it up and cheers and clinking champagne glasses, that none of that was correct. And now, just go ahead and do what you want, because the perception of what the societal perception of what cheers and toasting and all of that stuff, so-called, all of those things meant in the past, is no longer relevant in the 21st century. And this is what I have to say to Stephen Lett. I thought that Jehovah was the same from day one to the 21st century. I thought he was the same person or personage. Okay. Now, if Jehovah, according to you and the governing body, if Jehovah said that toasting it up, if that is inappropriate, it is of the devil and it is demonic. Okay. How is it not true today? So what happened? Did Jehovah get this wrong? I mean, make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense. And I know that I'm making light of it and I'm kikiing it up and laughing or whatever. But, let's be honest, it really isn't funny. Okay? Because the thing is that millions of Jehovah's Witnesses are going to watch this update 2025 number 4, and they're going to say to themselves and each other, isn't this a wonderful provision from the governing body? Isn't this a loving thing from Jehovah, how we are just getting food at the proper time? Isn't this such a blessing from Jehovah that we can just continue to move forward and that we get this new light? The light just continuously gets brighter and brighter and brighter. Okay, that's what Jehovah's Witnesses are going to say. Instead of using their common sense, instead of having a conversation about this, what they're going to say is that this is just new light. But is it really new light, or is it just Jehovah's Witnesses attempting to bring this ancient, it's not ancient, this 1900s or 19th century religion into the 21st century? Is that what it's really all about? Because, what Brother Lett or Stephen Lett was saying in that update actually made zero sense. Okay, because if you want to throw out the toasting, you want to throw out cheers and all of that stuff like that, you want to throw all of that away and say it's no longer demonic, it's no longer a call to the demons, it's no longer part of paganism, then you're also going to have to throw out telling Jehovah's Witnesses that they cannot celebrate Christmas and they cannot celebrate their birthday. You're going to have to throw that in the garbage as well, because growing up as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, toasting, cheers, clinking of the champagne glasses, all of that was tied into paganism, like Christmas, the Christmas tree, birthdays, birthday cakes, candles, all of that stuff was clumped in together. All of it was demonic and paganism and roots. So if you're going to throw out one, you're eventually going to have to throw them all out. And then, while he's saying this, he's also reminding Jehovah's Witnesses that you still don't want to do something that's going to stumble your fellow brother. While you may have a conscience and you may feel it's okay for you at a wedding to toast it up, you may feel that that's okay. But then your fellow brother or sister may not think so, because they may not have watched the update number 4 of the 2025 governing body. They may not have watched that. So they're thinking, oh Lord, sister so-and-so over there, she's toasting it up. That may stumble your brother, or you may stumble your sister. That's what Brother Let was saying, which makes absolutely zero sense when you really think about it. It really makes no sense. Either you're going to walk the path, or you're not going to walk the path. It can't be either or. It can't be, well, you can straddle the fence. Either you're going to walk the path or you're not. And see, that's where Jehovah's Witnesses get a lot of people. Okay, because Jehovah's Witnesses will be like, well, it's really a conscious matter. We're able to make our own decisions, but in the same breath, we don't want to stumble our brothers and sisters. So which is it? Are you going to make your own decision because this is what's good for you and your household, or are you going to make your decision based on what somebody else may think? And that's actually how Jehovah's Witnesses roll. Okay, this is not a organization where it's about groupthink. Okay, this is an organization where everybody follows one group of people. Okay, this is a following type of organization. Nobody thinks in this organization. Nobody is allowed to think but the governing body. Okay, nobody else can think. Nobody. So for years, I felt that there was nothing wrong with toasting it up. I never thought anything was wrong with that. Okay, but of course, I would have been considered a weak Jehovah's Witness, okay? Weak, inactive, not strong, and I would have been marked as I've been marked in the past. Okay? For using my own brain and for saying this doesn't make sense. I've done the research. Why are we doing this? Well, you're doing this because a group of white men and one token black men told you to do it. Your brain is inefficient, ineffective, irrelevant in the Jehovah's Witnesses organization. So let's all just think about it. What's going to be next? What's going to be the next change? Will Jehovah's Witnesses be able to celebrate their birthday? Will you be able to say good luck? Because remember, good luck, that's what the demons do. The same theory and the same so-called theology that Jehovah's Witnesses gave for the toasting of the don't toast, do not cheer anybody, no salutes, don't do any of that. The same reason that Jehovah's Witnesses gave for that, the same so-called Bible principle, is the exact same Bible principle that they apply to not celebrate your birthday, don't celebrate Christmas, don't blow out candles, you can't say good luck. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. So what's going to happen next? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen next. Jehovah's Witnesses, if you're watching this video, start thinking for yourself. Start using your own conscience. Start doing your own research. Start reading. Get out of the house and go to the library. If you're scared to go to the library because you might be seen, go on Google Scholar and start doing your research and look these things up for yourself. Okay, and then you will find out how flawed these things really are. Some of the things that you have put 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years of your life into. You'll find out that it's just a sham. It makes absolutely no sense. Just like this thing with the beards. There are generations of Jehovah's Witness men who have never grown a beard because Jehovah's Witness, the governing body, told them not to. Because they said that it was worldly. It wasn't businesslike. And now in 2023, they say, oh, it's okay. It's okay to wear a beard because now society doesn't frown on you wearing a beard. So now you have Jehovah's Witness men who are in their 70s who are attempting to learn how to wear a beard, learn how to groom a beard. They are now spending money on the tools of the trade to grow a beard and sustain one. Now Jehovah's Witness men, black men who, beards are shaving. Okay, because culturally shaving for black men really messes up their skin. Okay, because our skin is just created in a way or made in such a way where, doing this with a razor is going to mess it up. So now black men who are Jehovah's Witnesses, now they can go ahead and throw the razor out and start looking authentically like the black men they were born to be. But it only happened because a group of old white men and one old token black guy came up with the idea and decided, oh, hey, guess what? Let's throw this out and let the brothers know that now you can wear a beard because Jehovah says we can do it. It's not a cultural, it's not a taboo anymore to wear a beard in culture today, in American society. So let's tell the rank and file that Jehovah told us this, and boom, here we go. So now you have two generations of Jehovah's Witness men who are in their 70s, who are 50s, 60s, and 70s, who are now learning how to wear a beard. Because before that, if you wore a beard, you couldn't have any privileges in the congregation as a brother. Okay, you couldn't carry the mic, you couldn't give a talk, you couldn't wash the parking lot with a beard. You were basically ostracized. How do I know? Because I had seen it happen to my father. He was deleted for being a ministerial servant for a while because he had to wear a beard because his skin was getting so infected from shaving all the time that the dermatologist told him he was going to have to put the razor down for at least a year. And the elders got on my dad's case. This was back in the 70s, the late 70s, early 80s. And when my dad got deleted, he had to write to the society. He had to write to the circuit and district overseer. And the society came back and said, well, this brother has a medical problem, so he should not have been deleted. But in that video, if you notice, in that video, I don't know who it was, but one of the governing bodies said, oh, it was never our policy to tell Christian brothers that they couldn't wear a beard. Child, it's always something going on with Jehovah's Witnesses. But with anything, you got to do your own research and you got to use your own brain, okay? You cannot just follow any old body because what they say or what they do looks good and sounds good. Because underneath it all, okay, you're going to be held accountable for your actions. Okay, we're not held accountable collectively for our actions. We're held accountable individually for our actions and how we react within the collective. So I know a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses in the next couple of weeks are going to be saying, praise be. Praise be. The light is getting brighter. How about you turn on the light in your noggin? Turn that light on and start thinking for yourselves. How about that? And while you're doing that, go ahead and toast it up. Boo-doo-boo-boo. I'm your girl, Nail, and I will see you next time here in the Tiny Studio. And this has been Blue Lotus Awakenings. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead in the comment section and get the discussion going. Not only that, if you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.